Hello, wonderful people, which is wonderful, beautiful people. This is welcome to another episode of Musings of a Sanguine Christian Woman. I am Ade-OLUWA, and I just want to talk to us about health. So I'm going to be talking about the benefits of it's something that we all know, but it's like a reminder why water is important. One of the reasons why water is important when you're trying to be healthy and when you're exercising, or let me put it this way, why your body hurts when you're exercising. Now, the reason why your body hurts when you're exercising is because we're going to use the analogy of a door, or a door and windows that haven't been opened or even closed for a while. So they have been stagnant. Let's put it that way. Or let's just use a door with hinges, with locks and everything, just locked. And it's been there for like maybe months. Nobody has opened it for one day. Nobody has unlocked it for a single day. It's just there. And all of a sudden, you now want to open it. It's going to be hard to open if you don't oil all the locks and the hinges. And you don't oil it properly. Now, when you oil it, you have to wait for like maybe a day or two. Yes, as I was saying, you have to wait for a day or two, depending on how long that thing has been. So you have to, when you oil it, you have to wait for it to soften the joints of the door and the locks so that the opening will be easier. And when that happens, you also have to clean it, because then there'll be some rust somewhere, dirt trapped in there and all of that. So when we now bring that analogy to our body, when you haven't been exercising, doing workouts that work out every part of the body, right? And you haven't been consistent with it, or maybe you did it at some point, then maybe you stopped, but whatever the case may be, you haven't been doing that for a while. You notice that your body is not going to be as flexible. The movements that should normally be flexible, the reason why you see people who are flexible is because they exercise every part of their body consistently, and that's why they are very flexible and they can hold most angles and positions well, because they are consistent with their exercise. But you kind of find it easy to even move a bit backwards or move forward, or bend forward, bend backward without feeling uncomfortable. So what you have to do is drink more water. The water is the engine oil, or how will I put it now, is oils the muscles. Let's put it that way. Water oils the muscles. And so when you take enough water, especially while you're exercising, so you have to reduce the amount of food you eat to accommodate more water, if that's what it takes. So you have to, or maybe you do something I do often. If I notice that my water intake is not, I'm a bit lazy when it comes to drinking water, I will say, well, this bottle of water, if I don't finish it, I'm not eating anything. So I don't postpone it and say after I've eaten, because then I want to eat something else again. Or maybe there's just no space for water at all, no matter how I try. So when I'm hungry and it's food that I want to take, I just sit down and say, this bottle of water, I'm going to finish it. And until I finish it, I'm not eating anything. It's hard, but if one is consistent with it, your body will get used to it and start even to begin asking for water. So when you take this water, it goes to the nook and crannies of the muscles, and oils those muscles. So when it oils those muscles, they're not scraping against each other. They are softer, they become more nimble. And when you move, when you're exercising them, it just moves all the oil, the water around it and everything just, becomes less painful and easier on you. Another thing that makes the muscles, another thing that water does is that it cleans. When you're like the door analogy I made, for example, you notice that there is rust there, so you have to clean out the rust sometimes. You have to clean out the debris that has clogged in the hinges. It's the same thing with the body as well. The places that are not exercised often have toxins trapped in them. So you taking enough water makes sure that the toxins are flushed out and your body feels lighter and your muscles ache less, because the whatever it is that they are holding on to, that is trapped in them, is cleaned out. And the exercises make it easier for those toxins to flush out. The exercise plus the water makes it easier for flushing out. So after you exercise, make sure you take lots of water, as much water as you can. In fact, it's not too much for you to sit and say a bottle. And when I say bottle of water, I mean something around the place of 150 cl bottle, right? Which is about 1.5 liters bottle. And you sit and you drink it. So it's not that you finish everything as a go. If you can't, you drink what you can, and then you go about your business, and then try to take a little. So you take a little at a time until you finish it. So you take a little, as much, maybe you take a small cup. So it makes it easier. You take a small cup and you drink that small cup. You go about what you're doing. Then after about maybe 10 or 15 minutes, you can even time it. You can set a timer. 15 minutes, once the bell for 15 minutes rings, you go back, you take another cup of water. You do that like that, or even more. So you take a small cup. So if you take a big cup, it might look daunting. But if you take a small cup and then you keep pouring that water in it, and you keep drinking and you keep drinking, and you do that for like maybe an hour. Every 10-15 minutes, you do that for like an hour. You would feel different. Your metabolism would become more active, right? And the parts of your body, the systems in your body that have not been functioning properly will kind of get reactivated because of that. So at the end of the day, exercise and drinking water is not just to have a beautiful skin, which obviously it does. That's one of the advantages. But it's also for the internal body system. It's majorly for the internal body system. Sometimes some people will exercise and they will tell you some parts of their body started to itch. Like inside, it started to itch kind of, because that place has not been moved for a while. So it's now itchy, right? So that is that about the function of water for the muscles. So if you want your muscles to ache less, you drink more water, and at the same time, one thing you want to do is that start small. Don't try to do major league exercises when you haven't done them. You've not exercised in weeks. You now want to start doing plank and push-ups and press-ups just like that. No, do stretches. If that's all you do for 1 week and even 1 month, I mean, stretches are more than enough to actually keep the body fit. But you can add more depending on the goals you are trying to achieve. Some people are trying to have a smaller stomach. Some people are trying to just generally lose weight or maintain the weight that they have. So yeah, it depends on. And some people they're exercising not because of weight, but because they're trying to ease the stress in some muscles. Like for people who have knee problems, if you study a bit more about knee problems and how to DIY the problem and DIY the solution rather, you will learn that your whole body is resting on your knee. And if that happens a whole lot for a very long time, which has been going on for years, your knees will begin to wear out. But the truth is, your whole body is not supposed to be resting on your knees. It's supposed to be resting on layers of muscles everywhere. So if the only place that is, so if you are not exercising your whole body, everything will be resting on both your knees and your legs, and then you start having ankle and knee problems. So the next thing you have to do, obviously, is that if you're having knee problems, your exercises have to be geared towards strengthening all the muscles above your knee and below your knee. So when the muscles above your knees are straightened, and that is your thigh muscle, and your calf muscles, and maybe your hips as well. So when those places are, the muscles there are toned, it eases the weight that goes to your knee. Therefore, any exercise you want to do, there's so knee-friendly exercises, I had knee issues. So when I was looking for exercises for the knee, the idea was I wanted to strengthen the knee. But when I was doing those exercises, I felt the muscles in my thigh and in my core being worked. My knee, I didn't feel anything in my knee, right? But what I felt in my knee was a comfortable stretching, not one that feels like the knee is about to give out, but a comfortable stretching. Like it was very therapeutic, right? But my thigh muscles were the ones that were practically being stretched the most. So whatever issues you have with your body, that should be the goal when you are exercising. So you don't just do general exercise just for the heck of it. You do exercises to fix the problems and the issues you have in your body. So if you're having stomach problems, for example, maybe you always have stomach ache, or you always have backache, or whatever the pain is, whatever the health problem is, there's always an exercise for every health problem. If there are exercises for the heart, right, then I don't see anything that you're going through that doesn't have its own exercise. Of course, there are some issues that a person will have in their body that they will tell you to lay off exercises for a while, or maybe take it easy with exercises, but they wouldn't necessarily tell you to stop exercising altogether, So exercises are meant to keep you healthy. Exercises are both preventive and curative. So it's just a matter of identifying what the issue is in your body and then finding the exercise that helps to cure it, helps to manage it, and creates a more consistent solution to the problem. Now I want to move, and maybe I should do that in another episode. And in another episode, I'll be talking about the difference between food supplement and nutritional supplement, and why they're good, why they are not exactly the best option, but they are the best for the moment, and why that is. So what can I say now? I'm trying to think of an appropriate scripture that matches this, but I'll just say God has not given you the spirit of fear, but of power, of love, and of a sound mind. All right. So whatever it is that you're going through health-wise, don't be afraid. Don't be afraid. Just seek for information. That's all. It's often said that knowledge is power. And but of course, it's knowledge applied that is mostly the powerful thing. So when you find that knowledge, apply it and keep applying it until you're strengthened. Shalom.